Welcome to another tech video. Today we're going to be swapping out an NVMe drive in one of these super heavy Dell G7 supposedly gaming laptop. Don't really class this one as a gaming laptop, to be honest, but it's a super powerful machine, really heavy, 17-inch display. It's just got a lack of storage for the OS on the NVMe drive, which ships with 128 gig drive. This one's in use for business laptop with multiple users. The data is on a D drive, but the OS is out of space basically. So we're going to be changing out the NVMe drive today. Okay, so before we get started, the first thing you're going to need is a small Phillips screwdriver and then a soft cloth to rest it on so they don't scratch the top. And then on the back of the device we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws. And what I've done is I've already taken the screws out from around the side and the centre, and these are very small little screws, so keep them safe, keep them to one side. And then you'll notice that further on the back here you've got 2 screws in the centre. Now these are designed to lift the back cover up, so you just want to get your screwdriver in there, keep undoing it until you can feel it start to click and you can feel the back raise up like that. And then you can get your fingers or a prizer tool underneath there and just carefully unclip the back and it will come away really easily. So it's a nice easy one to get into, this one. Okay, so let's have a look at the device itself. So it's made up of 2 storage devices. So we've got a 1 terabyte hard disk under here, which is where the data is all stored. And then where's it gone? Just here we've got our 2230 NVMe drive. It's a Toshiba. It's pretty cheap and nasty little device, not particularly powerful, but we're out of disk space basically, so what we've got to do is just change that out. Now I don't have one of these 2230 sizes, but what I do have is I've got a 2280 that we can use. So before we start on that, I just want to have a look at the RAM. So this device has got 16 gig in it. No, it's not. It's got 8 gig in it, dual channel mode. And the CPU and GPU are under this block here. I think it's an i7. I'm fairly sure it's an i7, or it might be an i5. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. And then the battery connects under here. It's easy to change the battery if you need to change the battery. 2 screws there, 2 screws there. Unclip the power supply ribbon cable here, and then the battery will lift out and you can change that out. Just the same, if you want to change or upgrade the memory, just unclip the 2 modules, take them out for 2 16 gigs or 2 8 gigs to give you 16 gig of dual channel memory or 32 gig of dual channel memory. I'm not sure what the total amount is in here. The maximum supported capacity, I'm not sure what it is. And then over here we've got our Wi-Fi card. So this is Wi-Fi 5, I believe. And over here we have our little battery. Plugs onto the main board there. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is we want to remove this drive. So you just undo the screw, take that out and put that to one side, and then release the drive. Just give that a wiggle and it will come out. Now you can see the size of the drive here, much bigger. So this little bracket actually is really neat. It doesn't screw in this this mounting point. It just basically slides out. So it's got 2 little knobs that sit underneath here that sort of lock it in. So I'm using a pair of long nose pliers just to give it a little wiggle so I can remove it. And then what you want to do is, you'll see at the other side here it's got the exact same but in reverse. So you just turn that round, take that little piece, slide it under there till it clips in, and then you can take your 2280 drive, insert that, take that down and pop the little screw, the retaining screw, back in like that. So that's all there is to changing the drive. And then we take our top cover, place that over the top, just clip it in all the way around, and then our two retaining screws just get taken and screwed down so it holds the back in place. And then I'm not going to be putting the other screws in just yet, because what I want to do is I want to clone the drive onto the new one. So I could have done it the other way around. So the way that we do that, so here I've got an NVMe device, so I'm going to take that. I'm just going to take my little NVMe drive, slot it in there. Don't need a retaining screw because actually the cover holds it in place. I'll slide that on the top, and then I'm going to take my connector, Type C connector, that goes in, clips in. Okay, so here's the setup. We've got our Macrium Reflect boot drive here. We've got our NVMe drive in there, connected via USB, both of them. We've got our NVMe drive installed, so now we're going to see if we can boot up and boot from this drive to start the cloning. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run through the cloning now. I can't capture the video output, unfortunately, without it being in Windows on this device. So once I've cloned the drive onto the new SSD or the new NVMe drive, then we'll come back and have a look at it and show you how to resize the partitions. Right, so the next step, once you've got your partition cloned, which we have, you want to go to easeus.com/partition manager, and then you want to download the Partition Master free or Partition Manager free, and then click on the download option. And then we're going to install it. Close that down. And this is the free one that should allow you to extend and move partitions around. Completely free. And click on Start Now. Okay, and we're going to use Partition Manager. Okay, and we're using the free edition. We just close that. Right, so disk 1 is the one that we're interested in, our 500 gig disk, and as you can see we've got this unallocated space over here. Let's just move that up so we can see it a bit better. Maximize it. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to extend this partition, and to do that we are going to have to move some of these partitions. So we're going to move this partition and click on, right click on it and click on Move and Resize, and we're basically going to take the right hand menu button and the left hand button. We're going to drag it all the way over to the right, and then we're going to click on OK. And that's moved it over. It hasn't actually executed the operation yet. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the same for this one. So we're going to do right click and move. And we're going to use the move button, which is in the center. So we're going to left click and hold, and then we're going to drag that all the way to the end. We're going to say OK. Just done that. Next thing we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to right click, click on move and resize. And this one, because it's got a little bit of space at the end, what we're going to do is we're just going to left click and hold, and we're going to drag that all the way to the end. OK that. Okay, what we're going to do, we'll have to do it a different way. So we're going to click on execute the 3 commands, click on apply, Okay, so that has now completed that task. So we're going to do a right click now. So obviously it needed to move the partitions over to the right hand side first of all. So now we can right click on our C drive and resize it accordingly. I'm going to drag this all the way out to the right. I'm going to say OK. And then we're going to click on execute one operation and apply that. And there we go. So that's extended our partition size from 100 gig to 447 gig, which is all we needed to do. And now we can close partition master down and close the master suite down. And now I'm actually going to go in and uninstall that. So go into our apps. And find, there it is. So we're going to click on that and click on uninstall. So while this has sorted itself out, this is done some research onto the specs of this machine. It's a Core i5 with a 9th gen processor, and it's got a 1660 Ti GeForce Nvidia card in here. So I guess you could class it as a gaming laptop, although with a Core i5 you might want something a bit beefier than that to run the latest modern titles, but nevertheless it is classed as a gaming laptop. Okay, so that's all there is to that. Let's now shut the machine down. So if you found that video useful, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just want to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.